Hello, this is Adrian from my channel Random Drop, and I'm still playing Dragon's Dogma. I'm doing this in post. I want to do a video on the actual Gazer boss fight in Bitter Black Isle. I ran into this room in Bitter Black and immediately turned the fuck around because I saw him and I was like, no, and I just walked out of the room. And I was like, I am not ready for you yet. And I walked back, bought tons of items, healing items. I was just trying to get ready for him because I'd never fought him before. And then I just kind of went in and went for it, right? He's similar to the Gazer at the end of the original game, but hell of a lot bigger. And a ton of different new moves, actually, which we'll show here. But I kind of want to just talk about, like, boss fights are a weird thing in some games, right? When you boil down some boss fights in video games, they're just like just hit them in the ankles, or every now and then they'll show their weak point, you hit them, or they gave you this certain item to use, i.e. Zelda, to just kill them. You have games like Bloodborne, which all comes down to just straight damage mitigation and attacking. No matter what, you should be able to kill something. You kill it with your fucking fists if you need to. There's no particular mechanics to them usually. But Dragon's Dogma is this weird meld of a Zelda game and a Dark Souls game put together. I wouldn't say Elder Scrolls because it has shit combat. But, like, you can put a video of, like, I don't know, like just swinging ankles of a dragon in Skyrim. It was really cool at the time because we hadn't seen anything like it in that scale. But going back to it, you see like, it's kind of a lame dragon fight, right? Dragon's Dogma takes it to this whole other level where you're crawling, scampering around, trying to figure out what's going out, and introduces raid-like mechanics in the actual boss fight. So he just saw down there, he has a petrification move or a debuff move where he stares at you. If you look too long, you're looking at him, it'll do different debuffs on you. Mostly it'll petrify, other than that it'll slow, and you see me go through my items, just like remove that shit, or one of my spellcasters will cast a spell to remove it. The only way to seriously damage him is to hurt his tentacles, and eventually he will get in like a knockdown state. This is actually my third attempt, right? My first attempt I ran out. My second attempt I died to a certain mechanic that we'll see later. But yeah, I just fucked up and died. It was a DPS race, which is not something you see in single player games. It's mostly meant for multiplayer. But the way this game is built, it gives you that just strong feeling of mechanics, right? Sometimes I think he'll do it here soon, if not later. He will, if you're too close to him on the bottom, he'll just spew poison on the ground floor to make you like, hey, you get out of here. But it looks like we knocked him down. Killed all his tendrils, I guess. Now we can just do heavy damage to his eye. I climb on a fucking eyeball and just slash it. Like, what other game lets you do that? None. It's this weird thing of, like, I don't know why Capcom is so fucking scared of, like, I don't know, maybe we'll make a sequel. Maybe, like, it's like, dude, your game is good enough. You just didn't market well enough. And you released it on a very dated console. If this game had come out on PC on release day and come out on, I don't know, I mean, Xbox One and PS4, like, dude, it would have been the craziest shit. Dark Arisen fixed a lot of the problems of the original, and then with the Bitter Black Island, just turns into another game. If they made another Dragon's Dogma game, it could just be a dungeon crawler. They showed they could do that. And it would be insane. It'd be some of the craziest shit. And yeah, like, fuck, look at this fight. So yeah, he spewed his poison gas all over the ground, and I told my minions, go, follow me. Like, we gotta get out of here. And they're like, yeah, poison, gotta get out. They do learn, they are pretty smart. But yeah, and then, like, you know, like, wow, it's just so hard, like, to express how epic this felt. And this is not the only fight like this. There's more in this island, I assume, but there's some, like the final boss fight in Dragon's Dogma, the actual dragon fight, right? Not the actual final boss, but the dragon. is this huge epic event, and you're just like, this is fucking crazy. I've never fought anything like this in this game. I'm climbing on his back, I'm rolling around, like, oh my god. It's just fucking nuts. And yeah, like, oh, there's so much of the game. If you bring the wrong party members, you're not going to be able to kill this thing as easily. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's just so hard to express how good. I mean, it's not hard. You can just see it. Look around and see what the hell is happening. There's this giant eyeball, and sooner or later, I'd say, fuck it, I'm gonna climb him and just start climbing and scampering around on him, and slashing his tendrils. Like, it's not this fight where you're hitting his ankles, or like, oh, here's this thing. It's like, this is the DPS race I'm talking about. Sorry. If you don't kill these in time, he does a big AoE move that just wipes everyone. So you have this like urgency, like, I gotta kill these quickly, quickly. And it looks like the first set your pawns don't realize it, but sooner or later your second set's like, oh, I gotta take care of this shit. And yeah, and then it gives this mechanic of the orb of light. So like, if you don't do enough like melee damage or something, you just hit this orb and just start shooting shit at him. And it's so fucking cool. Sorry for the hitch-ups there. Recording on windowed and like using Windows 8.1 for the first time, I kind of fucking click out of the window and kind of fucks it up for a second here or two every now and then. Like, that happened a couple times. But like, yeah, like, I love the idea of having actual boss mechanics in a dungeon crawler, right? It's usually saved for a turn-based game where they have all these mechanics, debuffs, and whatnot. And things like The Witcher 3, there are some mechanics, but not much, right? You get the thing that kills the thing faster and makes you resistant to the thing he does, and that's about it. Then you swing at it a lot. There's no dodging. I mean, there's dodging, but there's no this like survival aspect to it, like it is with this group, where I'm like, I came very prepared. I brought like, oh, okay, I got these AoE healing items. I got these items just to remove petrification, like the shit I do not want on my party, right? And you could get rings that like make you more resistance to the stuff, right? But yeah, it just came super prepared, and it wasn't an easy fight. Like, it was easy on my third try because I'd already gotten so low on my second try that on my third try I kind of like knew what I had to be doing, right? And a good thing, I also spent pretty good rift crystals on characters that were 2 pawns that have a 65 pawn and a 60. I'm like a level 52, just to make the fight easier, because I honestly didn't know what I was getting into. So I just bought rift crystals. I mean, didn't buy rift crystals. I had rift crystals to spend on pawns, so I could, you know, I was like, oh, I gotta see what this is up, right? I heard this Bitter Black Isle's hard. I'm gonna bring some beefy pawns with me. And my warrior pawn over here, random drop, she has a bunch of just crazy sick ass gear. That was all from the game, the original playthrough of the game I had. So she's definitely super powerful, and I'm actually the weakest of the group. But I mean, I keep the shit together, right? But yeah, like, just, oh man, it's so good. And like the effects and the music and everything comes together to give you this epic boss fight feeling that I haven't really felt in a video game in a very long time. It's Dragon's Dogma has always done this so well in the original and this, and especially in this with the 60 frames, the 10. It doesn't look like hot garbage. It looks great, and it's just so, god damn it, Capcom. There's one thing you need to do. It's this. You have the formula. You don't even need to have a fucking multiplayer. That's the thing. I don't want Dragon's Dogma Online. I want this. Maybe give me like one person, but that would kind of break the game, I feel like. But I just need a full-on this game. That's it. Just another one. Clean it up a bit, and you're good. Like, you made an amazing game. You just have to like build out the world a bit better, and that's it. I've gone on and on about that, but that's it. Okay, here. Looks like my pawn is actually attacking him this time, which helps out a lot, because they just start fucking ruining him. Because I died the last time to the second wave, because I was climbing on him and I didn't realize he had summoned it. I was like, oh shit, like, I'm not going to make it in time, but the pawns helped out. And here is again my clicking off screen and fucking it all up royally. And making sure my mouse doesn't go off again. But yeah, this is a fight. This is not Skyrim hitting ankles. This is not like a very calculated fight like Bloodborne or Dark Souls. You know, it's very like, I'm gonna punch you, you're gonna die as long as I don't die. This is a very like thought out fight. It's like, here's a platform to go back up. Here's 2 ways to go back up to avoid the poison, but you do need to come down here and kill the ads. But yeah, man. So my video, I do walk around and get some loot, but yeah, that fight was cool. I'm ready for more. But the big thing is that I really love this game. I usually drop in our open world RPG and, like, you know, when I get through the main story and all, but like this is the 3rd time I played Dragon's Dogma original, lost my save data, bought it like 2 years later, played it again, never played Dark Arisen, now I'm playing it now, and I'm on my 4th overall with all the games, 4th playthrough. But yeah, man, it's an astounding game. Can't really say much more about that. Fucking play this game. Buy this game. It is so good. It was such, like, revered as a flawed gem, but it's just it's a gem. That's about it. Like, really, you could totally ignore the story. It's not even a part of the jewelry. It is an incredible thing. But till then, this is Adrian from my channel Random Drop, and I will see you next time.